What's up, Wrestlingverse family? Welcome back to the channel where we break down the biggest, most jaw-dropping moments in professional wrestling. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell because you do not want to miss any of our content. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about moments in recent WWE history, Brock Lesnar's absolutely devastating attack on Bronson Reed. This wasn't just another backstage brawl, folks. This was a statement. This was a reminder. This was the Beast Incarnate showing the entire WWE universe why he's still the most dangerous man in professional wrestling. So buckle up, because we're about to break down every single detail of this explosive confrontation. Before we get into the chaos that unfolded, let's set the stage. Bronson Reed has been on an absolute tear lately. The man they call Big Bronson has been crushing everyone in his path, and I mean everyone. We've seen him deliver tsunami after tsunami, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. Reed has been making it crystal clear that he's not just here to participate, he's here to dominate. Now, enter Brock Lesnar. The Beast Incarnate. The Conqueror. The man who has held more championships than most wrestlers have had matches. Lesnar doesn't show up to WWE programming every week like your typical superstar. No, when Brock Lesnar appears, it means something. It's an event. It's must-see television. The tension had been building between these two behemoths. You had Bronson Reed running his mouth, talking about how the new generation is taking over, how guys like him are the future of WWE. Meanwhile, Brock Lesnar has been watching from wherever Brock Lesnar watches from, probably his farm in Saskatchewan, not giving a single care about what anyone thinks. But here's the thing about the Beast. You can poke the bear for only so long before it wakes up. And when it does, absolute carnage. Let me paint you the picture of what went down. The arena was electric, the crowd was buzzing, and nobody, and I mean nobody, expected what was about to happen next. Bronson Reed was in the ring, doing what he does best, talking that big game, chest puffed out, looking absolutely massive under those bright WWE lights. Then it happened. That music hit. You know the one. The pyro exploded. The crowd erupted, and out came Brock Lesnar like a man possessed. The look on Bronson Reed's face said it all. This wasn't part of the plan. This wasn't scripted in his mind. This was real, raw, unfiltered Beast Incarnate energy. Lesnar didn't walk to the ring, he marched. Every step had purpose. Every stride showed intent. And when he rolled under that bottom rope, all hell broke loose. Brock immediately went after Reed with a fury we haven't seen in months. We're talking about rapid-fire German suplexes that had the entire arena counting along. 1, 2, 3. Bronson Reed, all 300 pounds of him, being thrown around like he was a cruiserweight. But here's where it got really intense. Reed tried to fight back. And credit where it's due, the man is tough. He absorbed punishment that would have hospitalized lesser competitors. He threw hands. He tried to use his size advantage, he even managed to back Lesnar into the corner for a brief moment. But Brock Lesnar is not your average opponent. This is the same man who conquered The Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania. The same competitor who made John Cena look like a rookie. The same athlete who transitioned from WWE to UFC and back again. You don't intimidate a man like that. The Beast unleashed absolute havoc. F5 attempt blocked by Reed, but Lesnar didn't care. He transitioned immediately into more suplexes. The ring was shaking. Commentary was losing their minds. The crowd was split between shock and absolute excitement. When the dust finally settled, Bronson Reed was laid out in the center of the ring, and Brock Lesnar stood tall, chest heaving, sweat dripping, that familiar intensity burning in his eyes. This wasn't just a physical beating. This was psychological warfare at its finest. Let's talk about what this means for both superstars moving forward. For Bronson Reed, this could be the defining moment of his main roster career. Yes, he took a beating. Yes, he was on the receiving end of Lesnar's fury. But you know what? He was in the ring with Brock Lesnar. How many current roster members can say they've gone toe-to-toe with the Beast and lived to tell the tale? This kind of high-profile confrontation puts Reed on the map in a way that weeks of regular programming simply cannot achieve. Suddenly, every wrestling fan in the world is talking about Bronson Reed. Suddenly, he's not just another big guy. he's the big guy who stood across the ring from Brock Lesnar. For Lesnar, this attack re-establishes him at the absolute top of the WWE food chain. There's been so much talk about new stars, fresh faces, the next generation taking over. Brock just sent a message louder than any promo ever could. The Beast is still here, still dangerous, and still the final boss of WWE. From a pure wrestling psychology perspective, this segment was masterful. Let me break down why this worked so perfectly. First, the element of surprise. In today's age where everything leaks online, where fans predict every storyline twist, Lesnar's attack felt genuinely unexpected. That's increasingly rare in modern wrestling, and it made the moment that much more impactful. Second, the physicality. Both men worked stiff, worked intense, and made everything look absolutely brutal. There were no pulled punches here, no obviously choreographed sequences. This felt like a legitimate fight between two alpha males, and that authenticity translated through the screen. Third, the storytelling. You had the established legend versus the rising powerhouse. You had old guard versus new school. You had the perfect wrestling narrative that audiences have responded to for decades, presented in a fresh, exciting way. The crowd's reaction throughout told you everything you need to know. They were into it. The gasps during the suplexes, the roars when Lesnar's music hit, the stunned silence when Reed was finally down, that's the kind of organic crowd response that money cannot buy. The wrestling community absolutely exploded after this went down. Within minutes, social media was flooded with reactions, memes, and hot takes. Twitter was trending with multiple hashtags related to the attack. Wrestling fans who hadn't watched WWE programming in months were suddenly tuning back in to catch replays. The consensus seems to be overwhelmingly positive. Fans loved seeing Brock Lesnar back in beast mode. They appreciated that WWE is building Bronson Reed as a legitimate threat by putting him in this position. And everyone is now speculating about where this feud goes next. Some fans are calling for a full program between these two, maybe leading to a match at an upcoming premium live event. Others think this might be a one-off to boost Reed's credibility before moving him into a different storyline. Either way, mission accomplished. People are talking, people are engaged, and people want more. So where does WWE go from here? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Option 1. We get a full-blown feud culminating in a massive match between Lesnar and Reed. Imagine these two absolute units going at it for 15, 20 minutes on a major show. The near falls, the kickouts from devastating moves, the physicality, it writes itself. This could be the match that truly makes Bronson Reed a main event player. Option 2. This serves as a launching pad for Reed into another major program, with Lesnar moving on to challenge for a championship or pursue a different rivalry. Reed can cut promos about surviving Brock Lesnar, about proving he belongs in the upper tier of WWE, and use this momentum to propel himself forward. Option 3. This is just the opening chapter. Maybe Reed gets some backup. Perhaps a stable or faction gets involved. Maybe we see Lesnar having to fight through multiple opponents, creating an even bigger storyline with more moving parts. Whatever happens, one thing is absolutely certain. Both Brock Lesnar and Bronson Reed are positioned perfectly coming out of this angle. That's the mark of great booking. Everyone looks better after the segment than they did before. Let's put this in historical perspective for a moment. Brock Lesnar has a legendary history of these kinds of attacks. Remember when he destroyed the entire SmackDown locker room? When he attacked Rey Mysterio and Dominic? When he threw around the announce tables like they were made of cardboard? These moments of unbridled chaos are what define the Beast Incarnate character. It's not just about the matches, though those are incredible too. It's about the unpredictability, the danger, the feeling that anything can happen when Brock Lesnar is on your screen. Bronson Reed being on the receiving end of this puts him in elite company. It means WWE sees value in him. It means creative has plans. It means his future is bright, even if his present involved eating multiple suplexes. Look, at the end of the day, this is what professional wrestling is all about. We want to see larger-than-life characters in larger-than-life situations creating moments that we'll remember forever. We want the excitement, the unpredictability, the rush of not knowing what's going to happen next. Brock Lesnar attacking Bronson Reed delivered on every single level. It was exciting, it was brutal, It was memorable, and it has us all talking and speculating about what comes next. In the content-saturated world of modern wrestling where we have shows multiple times per week, creating a truly standout moment is harder than ever, and WWE absolutely nailed it here. But now I want to hear from you, the Wrestlingverse family. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you want to see a full program between Lesnar and Reed? Who do you think would win if they had a sanctioned match? What should Bronson Reed do next? Let's get that discussion going. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our content. Share this video with your fellow wrestling fans. Let's spread the word about the incredible content we're creating here on Wrestlingverse. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video where we'll continue to bring you the best wrestling analysis on YouTube. Until then, keep that wrestling passion alive, and I'll see you soon. This is Wrestlingverse, signing off.